Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning, and here we are again for assembly. Some of us are in the hall and some of us are at home. And this is going to be the last week of recorded assemblies like this, because next week is half term. Did you know that? This is quite a short learning period in our school, but after half term I think we've got 7 weeks together, so a little bit longer. But next week will be our half term break, and then we're hoping that our reception and our year 1 children will be able to come back into school in that first week, and then year 2s not long after. So let's start our final Monday assembly recorded like this. On a Monday I tell you a story, don't I? And it's often a story that isn't true, but it has a special meaning. And today I thought I'd tell you a story about a brother and a sister. You've probably been spending quite a lot of time with your brother or your sister if you have one, and I hope that you manage to get on okay with them. Perhaps you don't. In this story, there is a boy who is in reception and a girl who is in year 2, and they don't always understand each other very well. I'm going to read the first half of it, which is from the sister's point of view, and then we'll stop and have a little think, and then I'll read the second half. I've got it just here in front of me. I've got my iPad and I've got it on there. So I'll just find the story here. It's called The Pain and the Great One, and it's by an author called Judy Bloom. So this is the sister speaking. She's in year 2. My brother's a pain. He won't get out of bed in the morning. Mum has to carry him into the kitchen, and he only opens his eyes when he smells his cornflakes. He should get dressed by himself. He's 5, he's in reception, but he's so wriggly that Daddy has to help him, or he'd never be ready in time and we'd be late for school. He cries if I get ready and go downstairs to the hall without him. Then Mum gets cross and yells at me, which is another reason why my brother's a pain. He's got to be first to show Mum his schoolwork in the afternoons. She says, ooh, and ah, over all his pictures and his writing, which isn't great at all. It's just ordinary reception stuff. At dinner, he picks at his food. He's not supposed to get dessert if he doesn't eat all of his meat and vegetables, but he always gets dessert anyway. When he takes a bath, my brother, the pain, splashes water all over the whole bathroom, and he never even gets his face or his ears clean. Daddy says he's just learning to take care of himself, but I say he's a slob. My brother, the pain, is 2 years younger than me, so how come he gets to stay up as late as I do, which really isn't late enough for somebody in year 2 anyway. I asked Mum and Dad about that, and they said, you're right, you are older, you should stay up later. So they tucked the pain into bed. I couldn't wait for the fun to begin. I waited and waited and waited, but Mum and Dad just sat there reading books. Finally I shouted, I'm going to bed. Oh, we thought you wanted to stay up later, they said. I did, but Without the pain, there's nothing to do. Remember that tomorrow, Mum said, and then she smiled. But the next day, my brother was a pain again. When I got a phone call, he danced all around me, singing stupid songs at the top of his voice. Why does he have to act that way? And why does he always want to be the bin man when I build a city out of blocks? Who needs him knocking down my buildings with his silly old truck? And I'd really like to know why the cat sleeps on the Payne's bed instead of on my bed, since I am the one who feeds her. That's the meanest thing of all. I don't understand how Mum can say the Payne is lovable. She's always kissing him and hugging him and doing disgusting things like that. And Dad says the Payne is just what they always wanted. Yuck. I think they love him better than me. So if you're the big one in your family, the big sister or the big brother, I wonder if you have ever felt like that about your little brother or little sister. Or maybe there's 3 of you. Maybe you're in the middle. Families come in all different shapes and sizes, don't they? Perhaps you're the only child at home and you're thinking, well, actually, it would be fun to have a brother or sister. Or maybe you think, well, thank goodness I haven't got one, so I don't have to put up with this. You've got your own kind of family, which is just right for you. What we can all do in our families is try and perhaps understand each other a little bit more. Have a think about how the sister was feeling there. I wonder what you thought. Cross, impatient, annoyed, irritated? Let's see what things are like from the brother's point of view. My sister thinks she's so great just because she's older, which makes Mum and Dad think she's really smart. But I know the truth, she's not. She thinks she's great just because she can play the piano, and you can tell that the songs are real ones. But I like my songs better, even if no one's ever heard them before. My sister thinks she's so great just because she can work the tin opener, which means she gets to feed the cat, which means the cat likes her better than me, just because she feeds her. My sister thinks she's so great just because Aunt Diana lets her watch the baby and tells her how much the baby likes her. My sister thinks she's so great just because she can remember phone numbers, and when she dials, she never gets the wrong person. And when she has friends over, they build whole cities out of blocks. I like to be the bin man. I zoom my trucks around. It's fun. So what if I knock down some of their buildings? It's not fair that she always gets to use the blocks, I told Mum and Dad one day. They said, you're right. Today you can use the blocks all by yourself. I'm going to build a whole city without you, I told the great one. Go ahead, she said. Build a whole country without me. See if I care. So I did. I built a whole country all by myself. Only it's not really fun to play blocks alone. And when I zoomed my trucks and knocked down the buildings, nobody cared but me. Remember that tomorrow, Mum said, when I told her that I was finished playing blocks. But the next day we went swimming. I can't stand my sister when we go swimming. She thinks she's so great just because she can swim and dive, and she's not afraid to put her face in the water. I'm a bit scared to put my face in, so she calls me baby. Which is why I have to spit water at her and pull her hair and even pinch her sometimes. And I don't think it's fair that Mum and Dad then shout at me because none of it's my fault. But they yell anyway. And then Mum hugs my sister and plays with her hair and does all disgusting things like that. And Dad says the great one is just what they always wanted. Yuck. I think they love her better than me. So how's the brother feeling? Maybe a bit cross as well? Maybe a bit jealous? Maybe just a bit sad? And they both think that their parents like the other one more than them. I'm sure their parents are trying to love them both the same and trying to be fair. But that's not easy either, is it? So, today and tomorrow, if you can, see if you can just be really understanding in your family. See if you can appreciate each other and try to like and enjoy the differences that are there. It's not easy, is it? But give it a go. At school, we've been singing a song called A Little Bit of Kindness, and when you come back into the hall, we'll be singing that again together, and I'll ask you to remember the story that you've heard today. Let's end with a prayer. As your hands are together and your body is still, and maybe your eyes are closed, think about your family. And just put a picture of your family members in your mind. Maybe your brother or your sister, maybe your mum or your dad or whoever you live with. Perhaps sometimes they make you cross. Perhaps sometimes you think that they don't really understand you. Make a promise to yourself that you are going to try hard to appreciate and to understand them. Father God, thank you for our families in all different shapes and sizes. Help us to try our best to enjoy this time that we have together. Amen. I will see you again on Wednesday. Bye-bye.